Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, family, friends, distinguished visitors, and guests. On behalf of the officers, non-commissioned officers, soldiers, and civilians of the United States Army Psychological Operations Regiment, we welcome you to this momentous occasion where we will celebrate the promotion of over 300 non-commissioned officers from the 4th PSYOPS Group, the 8th PSYOPS Group, and the United States Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School to the ranks of Staff Sergeant and Sergeant First Class. The host for today's ceremony is Major General John Diedrich, Commanding General of the 1st Special Forces Command, Airborne. The mission of the psychological operations in the active Army force structure is to deploy anywhere in the world on short notice and plan, develop, and conduct psychological operations in support of the unified commanders, coalition forces, or other government agencies as directed by the President and the Secretary of Defense. Recognizing the need for the Army to retain Psy-War units and capabilities, he and his staff established the Psy-War Center at Fort Bragg in 1952. Leaflets were delivered in modified arterial shells, and leaflet bombs dropped from airplanes on enemy units on the Western Front. So effective was the Allied 100 non-commissioned officers from the 4th PSYOPS Group, the 8th PSYOPS Group, and the United States Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School to the ranks of
I want to thank everybody that's here. General Bodette, thanks for being here so much. All the friends and family members of the PSYOP Regiment, all the retired members of the PSYOP Regiment and the PSYOP Association, and all the friends of this entire community, thanks for being here. It is truly an honor to preside over today's ceremony as we are going to promote all of these tremendous non-commissioned officers on this field. We have NCOs in these ranks that have been waiting to be promoted for 10 years. And when you think about 10 years, I think it moves the bar on what selfless service, what patriotism, and what fidelity really mean. And I want to thank you all personally for your steadfastness, for your commitment to this nation and to this regiment as you have shouldered that burden and gone on and conducted your mission in an incredible way. Thank you all. You know, I'm also thrilled to see so many families, and it is so appropriate because we say all the time the Army is family business, and it is. And it is part of that family is those that we serve alongside in the unit. It's the fellow service members that we form close bonds with while we're deployed or in training, and those bonds are important. But the most important bonds are those that are with our spouses, our children, and the loved ones who continue to support us on a daily basis. The Army family deals with hardship and compromises like no other, and I know that everybody that's represented in these tents has stood behind their service member through all the deployments, the late nights, the difficult times of loss, and many give back to the unit every day, unselfishly by volunteering. And today is fantastic for the momentous show of support and having all the families here. So thank you to all the families for coming out to support your loved ones today. You know, this ceremony is simply awesome. The largest ceremony and promotion in special operations history. The process that led us here today was long, elaborate, bureaucratic, difficult, but the bottom line is a lot of hard work by a lot of people pushed it across the goal line. We took a hard look at the force and said, you know, the grade plates and the NCO ranks that were authorized, they're inadequate. They're inadequate to account for these soldiers' training, their experience, their education, and how they influence theory, human dynamics, psychology, sociology, language, culture, and even politics. We have made an extensive investment in these PSYOP soldiers and their education and how they operate in the different operational environments around the world. in incredibly sensitive missions warranted this increase in rank. And the NCOs on this field are certainly deserving. There were a lot of individuals and organizations invested in this process who saw it through, and I've got to name a few of them, and I'll name it in organization, not by person. But I do have to thank United States Army Special Operations Command for shepherding this through. Headquarters, Department of the Army, the G1, the G37, they did help us push this through. The Army G1, my command as well, the Special Warfare Center and School, the Psychological Operations Commandant's Office. Bob Curris is here to talk for them. And of course, and just let me tell you to all the soldiers out there, your group and battalion leadership who doggedly pressed for this to happen. I don't think we ever had a senior leader within earshot that they did not bring this topic up. And so I want to thank all those folks for making this today. You've made a lasting impact on the regiment with this change. I want everybody to understand something really clear. We didn't just wave a magic wand across this field and promote them. Everybody standing on this field earned these promotions. These promotions are incredibly well deserved. And as I said, many of these NCOs have waited a decade or 9 years for these promotions. They've put in the work, they've put in the time, they have the experience, they have the education, and they are ready to operate at the next level. I couldn't be happier for all of you that are standing on this field, for all the families that are going to get to go promote your loved ones. And I know the sergeant majors gave me a speech about how this is a military ceremony, but I'm going to tell you what, when you go out there to promote your loved ones, you can lose all military decorum. You promote them because this is a day of joyous celebration. And it's all right if we have a little celebration in the ranks when you go out there to promote them today. I am thrilled. You've proved your abilities, and this promotion will only better enable you to conduct psychological operations across this joint force. So thank you so much. Congratulations. Persuade, change, influence, decisive influence. God bless. Proved your abilities, and this promotion will only better enable you to conduct psychological operations across this joint force. So thank you so much. Congratulations. And how they operate in the different operational environments around the world in incredibly sensitive missions warranted this increase in rank. The PSYOP Association and all the friends of this entire community, thanks for being here. It is truly an honor to preside over today's ceremony.
I would also like to highlight that this is an appropriate and fitting location for the ceremony because the building behind me is named for the father of modern day PSYOP, Major General Robert McClure. So as a regiment, this is the right time, the right place to recognize the outstanding men and women you see arrayed before you. It is said that there is only one constant in the United States Army, and that is change. Often slow, but always changing. In October of 1990, the 37 Foxtrot Military Occupational Specialty was established from the former 96 Foxtrot MOS. Since that date, we have been in a constant state of evolution. Units and organizations have come and gone. Structures for teams and detachments have changed. We have shifted our tactical forces 4 times in 8 years. Through it all, it has been the PSYOP non-commissioned officers, the NCOs, that have persisted in their mission, anytime, anywhere, and always professional. This consistency and dedication is often difficult for the soldiers to endure and remain committed to the mission while waiting on needed changes or needed resources, which is why today is a great day, where deserving NCOs are recognized and able to advance to the next rank after years of dedication, endurance, and commitment. However, as the General said, this did not happen overnight. First Special Forces Command's Document Change Request Initiative in 2017 to restructure PSYOP units into a single unit of action was halted due to a no-growth environment. So elements of the First Special Forces Command's Director of Influence, their G8, and the PSYOP Commandant's Office worked together with the Department of the Army to find ways to achieve a great plate change that could facilitate an organizational change later. This led to the establishment of 3 essential documents: a Force Design Update Junior, or an FDU junior, a military occupational classification structure, better known as a MOX, and an exception to policy for early implementation if we got the MOX approved. For over a year and through multiple engagements, hurdles, and many setbacks, dedicated professionals from USASOC, 1st Special Forces Command, the U.S. Army John F. Kennedy Special Warfare Center and School, SIOP Commandant's Office, the Department of the Army G1, and the Department of the Army G37 were able to get the military occupational classification structure, the MOX, approved to increase 114 staff sergeant positions to sergeant first class, 336 sergeant positions to staff sergeant, while retaining 237 positions at the rank of sergeant. This MOX pay grade change achieved a better balance for the level of responsibility and maturity needed to operate within the complex interagency and intergovernmental environments that we ask our SIOPs and NCOs to operate in on a daily basis. The retention of the 237 E5 positions at the team level enables for a balanced team, as well as provides for a developmental pathway and a professional development model upon graduating SIOP qualification course. And then the ceremony today itself is a result of the third document I mentioned, the exception to policy, which was signed by the Department of the Army G1 himself in anticipation of the implementation of the approved MOX, which will take effect later this year. So this event was truly a team effort from the Department of the Army level all the way down to the operational groups. And for that, I thank everybody who had their hand in that. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to the families. You have waited for this day while continuing to support your soldier. Your love, support, and sacrifice are truly appreciated. And hopefully today represents our support back to you and your soldier. Thank you very much. Persuade, change, influence. Missions have come and gone. Structures for teams and detachments have changed. We have shifted our tactical forces 4 times in 8.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we invite the designated family, friends, and service members in attendance to move into the formation and join their promotee. Attention to orders. The Secretary of the Army has reposed special trust and confidence in the patriotism, valor, fidelity, and professional excellence of these non-commissioned officers. In view of these qualities and their demonstrated leadership potential and dedicated service to the United States Army, they are therefore promoted to the ranks of Sergeant First Class and Staff Sergeant, effective 1 June 2019. Signed, Willie E. Yarbray, Jr., Sergeant Major, USA, Enlisted Promotions Branch. These NCOs will continue to serve as the backbone of the Army and will lead our regiment into the future. Please join me in another round of applause for our great leaders of today and tomorrow.
Y'all don't know how to party. They're already out of the ranks. How you doing, man?
Doing great, sir.
Man, look at that. Huh?
Same.
Yeah. Congratulations. Thanks for letting me do this.
Oh, thank you, sir.
How long you been waiting? This is about 4 years, sir. How long were you waiting on that? 10 years. My aide thinks the world of you, by the way. But that's okay. This is great. I am so happy. And thank you for letting me do this.
No, I appreciate it, sir.
God bless.
Thank
That's
you so
awesome.
much.
Continue to serve as the backbone of the Army and will lead our regiment into the future.
2016.
Please
Okay.
join me in another round of 2019. Signed, Willie E. Yarbray, Jr., Sergeant Major, USA, Enlisted Promotions Branch. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the SIOP March and the Army Song. are therefore promoted to the ranks of Sergeant First Class and Staff Sergeant, effective 1 June 2019. Signed, Willie E. Yarbray, Jr., Sergeant Major USA, enlisted